All right, so we're going to plug this in our calculator. We're going to give it in radians and degree measure. So, but the only problem is I don't have an inverse secant button. No. What's the reciprocal of secant? Cosine. So we're going to do the inverse cosine of, and since I took the reciprocal of secant, what's the reciprocal of 4?
1 over 4.
1 over 4. So we're going to type that in. And what do we get?
Get 1.318.
Okay, 1.318 radians. And then it said to convert it to degrees. Well, you can use your calculator to do that, right?
Yes.
Just change your mode to degrees. And then just retype in what you had or just pull down what you already typed in. And hit enter. And it tells us 75.52 degrees because set around it to the nearest hundredth.
Oh, my bad.
And so there's our two solutions.
So we gotta fix that other one then too.
No, the other one said to 3 decimal places for
gosh.
radians and to the nearest hundredth for degrees. All right, so y'all try B. All right, so for B, we got our theta was 0.927 radians and 53.13 degrees. Let's do C.
Undefined.
Why?
The domain is too high.
The domain is too high?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I believe that one. I think you're fibbing to me.
Why?
All right, so when you put this in, this is the same thing, remember, as the inverse cosecant, right?
Yes.
Which means we would do the inverse sine
Sine.
Can I answer this really quick?
of 2.
See, hold on.
So, when you put that in your calculator, it does tell you that it is undefined, or that it's no, what does it say, error?
This is error domain.
Error domain, because this is the problem. Well, the inverse sine, or we could say the 1/2 on the inverse cosecant, what's wrong with that?
It's bigger than 1?
It's greater than 1. Remember, the domain for the inverse sine is from -1 to +1.
Yeah.
Do we have to memorize?
Right, so why did you tell me I was wrong then?
Because you couldn't explain why.
I said the domain was too high. It was like past its domain.
Okay, yeah, you did. I take that back. Because I was looking at the arc cosecant, and if you do it as the inverse cosecant, it's too small. Because it has to be from 0. Let me go on and explain that. So, because of the arc cosecant, if you remember its domain, geez, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it goes up to -1, and then it jumps from 1. It might be infinity. I can't remember for sure. Y'all better check me on that. Okay?
Yes.
So, I think it is too. So there is the domain, and then the 1/2 then is too small. It's not in it.
So that's the domain for.
So this one has no solution, or it's undefined. The value is not in the domain of the inverse cosecant.